Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the northwest, ending with Team 2 in the southeast. Starting off with Team 1's northeastern player, then working our way around their front lineup, and then backward we have in Light Oak Tan, Team 1 Sui. He is a 1900. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and tied for the highest rated player overall. He is a Cybran for this match. And again, he is a 1900. To his south, we have in Royal Blue, Bazazka? Buzz for short. I'm going to call him Buzz for short. He is an AM for this match as a 1300. To his southwest, we have in Amethyst Purple Count Swagula as a UEF. He is a 1200. To his north, we have in Chevy Crimson, blending in with his environment. It is Snog, a 1900 player with which Sui is tied for the highest rated player overall. And on his team, he is going as an Aeon. To his northeast, we have in Rust, Team 1's Gap I4, 4200, not 420, almost 420, which has another 0 on the end of it. He is a 1000 rated player going UEF. And last but not least, in the regular SL here for Team 1, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, Aurelia Lightpaw. I'm going to probably call him Aurelia for short. He is a Cybran for this match as a 1400. So for Team 1 side of the map, there are 2 UEF, 2 Cybran, 2 Aeon. Team 1 sticking with the classics, no Seraphim on Team 1. Starting off with Team 2 southwestern side, then going eastward, or northeastward, and then south, we have in Barbie Pink, Team 2's Big Mama Murder. She is a Cybran for this match as a 1200. To the northeast, we have in Ruby Red, Team 2's XXXXXX, or 6X for short. He is a 1400 as a UEF. I think I said enough X's there. One more X just in case. We have in Snow White to his northeast, the first Seraphim of the game to be introduced, and I believe the only Seraphim of the game. It is Amon-Ra. He is a 1700 again in Snow White. To his south in Stitch Blue is the UEF player of Chap. He is an 1100. To his southwest, we have actually technically west because he's already moved that direction. He is Nyx. He is an 1800. He is the highest rated player on his team in Glow in the Dark Green as a UEF. And last but not least, in the regular slot here for Team 2, we have Dilly Dally. He is actually not even here. He's over here moving westward. He is a Cybran for this match as a 1500. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 3 UEF. Love to see that. 1 Seraphim, 2 Cybrans, which means Team 2 lacks Aeon technology, Team 1 lacks Seraphim technology. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look how much reclaim they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at 27,000 mass in reclaim, which means it's about a little over 2,000 mass per player to scoop up. A lot of it directly in the middle of the map here. We have a huge grouping of mass down here. Of course, players have already started to scoop up, so it's probably about 2,800 or so, I would presume. But that is a lot of mass to go after, which of course explains why these players were hastily going for the middle of the map. Looks like the first come action may or may not have occurred. It has occurred. It has been Sui of Team 1 and Amon-Ra of Team 2 going for that reclaim. Amon-Ra decided to push into Sui's territory, go after a little bit of mass, and it's decided to just shoot some pod shots at his opponent. Now we have some shots going in between Buzz and 6X here, going after his side of the reclaim. And now we see Snog going for this group of reclaim that Nyx is going for as well. In the southwest, these two comps have not come to blows as of yet. There's a little bit of no man's land here that those players, of course, are going after. And I haven't even gone over mexes for this team or either team just because I've been distracted with what's going on in the middle. There is a Trimex position on the front line here for Team 2's Big Mama Murder. Another Trimex position here for Nyx. Looks like a dual mech over here. Looks like it's going to go to 6X. And then another Trimex position here for Amon-Ra. So 1, 2, 3 Trimex positions with a twin mechs in the middle. A couple of mexes in the northeast. It's very much removed from the main combat or the main lanes of the map. Same thing with the southwest. Maybe we'll see some spy plane / bomber / whatever kind of coast around the edges. But in terms of main unit engagements, northeast maybe we'll see a little bit. Definitely the southwest with this little pond. Not going to be worth much there. And looking like the first upgrades have been started here by Team 2 is Big Mama Murder. She's going for that gun, speed, and range upgrade, sitting next to Dilly Dally. So it's going to be a 2v1 in the southwest here between Team 2 and Team 1's Count Swagula. Gun has been started for 6X. T2 has been started for Buzz. In the southwest, we see Gap I 4200 versus Nyx and Snog. Looks like it is actually Gap and Snog for Team 1 and then Nyx for Team 2. I'm just, again, illustrating who's there. Another player here for Team 2, Chaps nearby. So there are currently a 3v3 going on with a small 2v1 engagement, possibly a 3v1 engagement here with Team 1's Aurelia moving into assist as well. So lots of Camo action, but it does look like Team 1 and Team 2's northeastern side, this lane over here between Amon-Ra and Squeeze, pretty much going to be left alone by everybody else. It's just going to be a one-on-one affair for now until somebody decides to bust up the party there. Gun has been started here for Chap in the water. His head is barely sticking out of the water, but I don't think he can be targeted. I think his full commander head has to be out of the water to be able to be shot at. We'll see in a moment if that little fervor can ground fire. I'm assuming he can because his head is exposed, but we'll see if the APM does allow for that or not. Southwest Nyx forcing back, or trying to at least Count Swagula with a couple of forces. Dilly Dally going for a reclaim, hanging out, and Nyx is going for that reclaim as well. So lots of reclaiming going around the map here for both teams. In terms of the side of things who got most of the reclaim, it's staying pretty much even. 18,000 versus 17,000. A little bit in favor of Team 2, 19,000. But again, that much this early in the game makes a little bit of a difference, but not too much. It'd be different if it was maybe 29,000 versus 7,000 kind of thing, but that isn't the case here in this game. T2 started here for 6X. He already has that gun on board. Chap Hop done here for his gun upgrade. Count Swagula going for his gun upgrade. Gap I going for his gun upgrade. Lots of gun upgrades here in this game. There are 5 out of the 12 players being UEAF, so I expect to see a ton of Fat Boys, at least 1 or 2 satellites. And of course, maybe we'll see a Mavor. Maybe not. We'll just have to see. Couple of Mantis stack up on this nice little beachside property here. Unfortunately, they don't have hover on board, so they can't exploit the water that's over here. Of course, so we can get to his exploiting water tech if it gets to T2, but he's working his way up there as we currently speak. But there are some T2 units already online for his opponent of Amon-Ra. He blitzed down for that T2 tech, which will give him a little bit of advantage in the technology department for the time being. But I presume that the T2 land facility should be online here shortly, which I don't see it currently, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's queued up. Missile over the top here from Team 1's Buzz going after 6X. Missile is shot down, unfortunately, and so that missile launcher will not be as effective against him, but maybe other lanes will prove more fortuitous. I think that's how you say that word? I don't know. I think that's how you say it. Anyway. Southwest here, we have a nice little run by, and it's not just a little, it's a big run by, moving in, going around this main grouping of comms here for Team 1, Snog, Count, and Aurelia. They are pushing in, and there is not really a lot of units to catch up to them. There's a couple of Medusa that are going to get wiped up, as well as a couple of Mantis that are going to get caught. But besides that, with Big Mama Murder, gun upgrade, and Nyx over here to the southeast, and of course Dilly Dally, it is favoring Team 2 in the gun department for the time being, but Swagler is done with his gun upgrade. Snog is almost done with his other gun upgrade, and Aurelia has their gun upgrade coming on, or actually not online, but possibly will be going there shortly. That run by is getting to the base, but from some assisting units inbound from Snog, they'll deal with that quite nicely. And the T1 gunship snipe inbound from Sweet goes after Nyx, the highest rated player on Team 2. That is going to be a kill here for Team 1. Great grab here. There's no assistance, or at least not enough nearby. And there goes all those units. Great kill. 3 did as Sweet does, says Snog. Went for the early kill. It's not a cheese snipe. It's, you know, facing off against a Cybran. Granted, he wasn't prepared for it in that lane, but, you know, it still happens. So it's unfortunate for Nyx, but, of course, like I said, it does happen from time to time. Team 1 has now claimed the lead here in terms of the comms left alive. 6v5. But in the northeast, looks like some Ilshis either landed or walked over. It looks like landed would be the option. Going after Swee's base. So as he goes for the snipe and gets it, his base is undefended. T1PD hastily trying to be built up, but multiple mechs is taken offline. Swee's eco is going to take a hit, and then as reflected in the totals, with him only sitting at 23 mass per second and still falling. Swee does not have any gun upgrades on board, but does have T2, so a little bit more hit points to protect himself should be enough to bat these Ilshis away. And it will give a lot of time from Amon-Ra to most likely blitz for T3 if he does decide to do that, or maybe he'll just stick with his T2 Ilshis, which are very good units. And yes, he is transporting more of them onto that side of the map. Very, very not good for Swee on that northern side. What did he say? No way I lose rating to this, is what he said? Oh, like this, says Nyx. I mean, rating isn't the most important thing. Having fun, you're playing a game, is probably the most important thing. Of course, winning is important because it is a game and you want to play to win, just not... Anyway, it's just not the most important thing, but of course it matters to some people more than others, and that's perfectly fine. Couple of blazes over here, and there's not a couple of them. There's a lot of them over here. Going after all of these T2 mixes, one of them ring, two of them not, so 9 plus 6, that's 21 mass per second that Team 2 is losing collectively. A little bit of payback here for Swee's mixes. Interceptors going after that transport, does shoot it down. All the Ilshis do not land. A little bit of reclaim here for Swee to get back up and running. I think one of them actually... No, the other one did land. Okay, I was going to say that one of them maybe landed off screen, but they did not. Rayleigh says thanks. It possibly was going for their base or somebody else's base, but that's definitely fortunate that that other group of Ilshis has been knocked out. We do see in the southwest more blazes inbound here from Team 1's Count, and those are blitzed down by Dilly Dally. He has no upgrades on board, but is able to get that nice kill there, up to almost 1,000 mass killed. And these units still causing havoc for Team 2. Multiple mechs is now under threat here. Team 2 does have T3 Air online, going for the P-Gen, of course, and T2PD hastily being built as fast as possible, and that's where these units are going for that, either P-Gen or mexes or both. The Tickle Cannon is online, T1PD being hastily built as fast as possible. The unfortunate thing here is the Blazes don't have a lot of firepower per shot, and they're trying to blitz past these PD emplacements. Will they get past? I believe they will. A couple of them will make it. So there's an E-storage that can easily be taken out. A couple of T2 mixes also that can be taken out quite nicely. The Team 2 is suffering in the eco department from some hover units inbound from Snog. Giving me the base. It going to stop between 3 what? Stop here, but some conversation about that. Don't know what's in reference to. Anyway, looks like the gunships have not been deployed here. The Jesters, another mech's taken offline. Another mech's about to be taken offline. I don't believe that those blazes will get it. There's just too many of these Jesters online. It's going to be close, but not close enough, unfortunately. Stop, says Nyx. Doing what? T3 tech? I'm very confused. Don't invest that. Says you have T3. Oh, he's talking about how he already has T3. Oh, yeah, down there. Okay, that's fair. That's not as far forward, but it is still online. He's like, stop it. In the southwest, it is a 2v1 affair now here between Snog and Team 1's Count Swaggler versus Team 2's Big Mama Murder. She does have gun on board, and that will be able to help out a little bit. But there are 2 gun comms, and one of them is UEF. One of them is Aeon, so Aeon Sniper Commander is online. And of course the fire lines are being established here from the UEF player of Count Swagula, so good luck invading that. Another Ilshu drop looks like here from Team 2's Amon-Ra. He is just punishing. So he looks like he's doing better and better job of giving, or not giving, but I was reading what's going on over there, of just dealing with this. And now we see on the front line more stuff being taken offline. Another TMD, another set of mexes. It's just constant raiding from Amon-Ra. He's just not letting it go, and I don't blame him. It worked the first time. It kind of tried to work the second time. Almost did. Got shot down. Third time, at least the one that I've noticed, didn't work as probably effectively as he wanted to, but he did cause some havoc, which is what you love to do with your opponent. Constantly keep him on his toes and thinking of every situation under the sun. T2PD have been established to deal with any sort of invaders. It looks like Amon-Ra is going to take more of the off-hands approach, set up a nice little wall, and call it a day. T3 land is, not T3 land, T3 engineering suite coming online for Chap. Wants to get those Ravagers online and push with his teammate of 6X down the middle here. And now it looks like it's just a little bit of raiding to the southwest here from those Renegades that were deployed from Dilly Dally to deal with the Blazes. Looks like the T1 AA is going to be enough. One Mex is taken offline. I feel like this other one, the other gunship should have been targeting this. They probably could have killed that one. Very unfortunate. But they did get one, which is definitely better than nothing, but should have targeted on that one and call it a day. And it looks like Nix is talking about giving up that base, most likely his old base, to Dilly Dally, it looks like. Talking about, looks like 6X is who he's talking to. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Anyway, don't know why. Let me know down in the comments if you know why or not. I know the T3 land facility, that was a conversation about why he built another one when there was one there. And he gave the response of, well, he already started building it. So he's like, why not? I don't know. Maybe this early on, it's not that important to have two T3 land headquarters. It's nice to have as a backup, but not necessary. I think that's what Nix is getting at. A couple of Percys come out of those factories, though, and now Snog is being forced into the water there. Kind of got shot down a little bit. All of those hit points with the shield are gone. He'll rep those up quite quickly, but he'll be knocked out of fighting at least for a little bit, especially down the middle here. T2 artillery being built. Looks like, it doesn't look like two of them were being built at the same time, but no, they're assisting the one artillery piece. Going to start bombarding the front line in the middle. In the southwest, more and more and more missiles coming online here for Swagular, just punishing this shield emplacement. T2 shields trying to keep this facility online. Lots of zappers, but there's a lot of missiles. There goes the shield emitter. This one's trying to be upgraded. Will it be upgraded in time? It's going to T2. No, actually, that's T3. ED4. Mantis trying to assist. Missiles and artillery still coming in. We have some PD fire also raining in. Will the shield be done? Will it get its shield back up? Yeah, I think it will. This emitter will help a little bit. There it goes, and there it goes. Upgraded. Okay, you don't need to upgrade all the way to ED5. I feel like that's not really great. And it does allow the PD to, of course, shoot shield outside of the range of the actual emitter. Yeah, so you can actually hit the shield without actually hitting the shield, kind of thing. Which is very useful for just taking out the strength on the shields. A couple of Othams pushing from the east and from Amon-Ra. Once again, looks like he's using this little waterway here. And now we see some units pushing in from 6X. These aren't going to get as deep into the unfriendly territory as he would like, but he's going to attempt to, and it will distract a lot of these Jesters. Sweden really loves his Jesters for some reason. Doesn't have T3 land online as of yet, but he will here shortly. T3 air online for Gap, and of course T3 air online for the Rigard Air Slot player of Aurelia. So 2 air players for Team 1. Team 2 looks like they still have just the one. I wouldn't be surprised if a second one is built or starts here shortly. And we do see that Dilly Dally is in some water underneath this nice little coverage down in the southeastern corner. And he's going for stealth just to ensure that he's not spotted anytime soon. Missiles now just not stopping here, and the shield creep that's going on here, just trying to protect this one main shield emitter. I don't know if this is worth it. Just build more TMD, and shields are trying to be built to protect it. I don't know if it's worth it. There goes another shield trying to upgrade to ED5. I feel like ED4 is perfectly fine in this instance. It's just so much firepower bearing down from Count Swagular. He needs more TMD is really what he needs. And of course the PD is not helping as well. That's a lot of PD fire. He just needs to deal with it sooner rather than later at this point. That missile is done on board Amon-Ra's comm, and he's just going to be very annoying for Swedes, just dropping in units. Speaking of which, dropping in units and bringing them through the water. Going to drop them actually in the water and just walk them across the water, just like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean from the first movie. Just walk on the bottom of the ocean there. That's a very smart plan to do that. Snog popping his head in and out, going after a couple of Percys, and that is a deadly amount of Percys. He has to get underneath that water once again, or he is a dead man. Does have a couple of engineers nearby. Now we see some artillery going after said engineers, and those engineers are not going to have a good time. I will tell you what, you have more and more shields. We do see that ED5 has now been built, and assisting with all of this Mantis support needs to really get engineers on station, really keep that shield online for long term. But there's just so much firepower raining down. I don't know if it's worth it. She is starting to chip through the shields a little bit. It's going to take a while, and the problem is, will their shields hold out or not? In the north, more Autumns, of course, have now breached the perimeter. And now we see that Buzz control Ks. Looks like there was an issue with connection, most likely. And so I'm going to go heat desync, looks like. So there isn't a desync warning as of yet. But there is a loss in player, unfortunately, here for Team 1. It drops it to a 5v5. Obviously, that doesn't count as a kill. It never counts a kill in my book, just because it's definitely an unfortunate incident in terms of real-world things versus it just being he died or whatever the case may be. Artillery still raining in on that engineer. Engineer's still not dead, but it's probably not going to feel good. Now we see a stealth field generator offline. Shields start to be upgraded once again, but it's just wasn't worth it, and Big Mama Murder has to retreat. Needs more Team B, needs more punching power through the shields to get to those PD, which are definitely the worrisome issue here for them. We do see that Snog has rejoined this middle of the map here. We do see that Count Swaggler is shifting eastward, though. Now he's going in the pond. Everybody likes to hang out in the pond today. Bunch of Percy stacking up over here, though. Looks like they're trying to go around and go after Swee, who's just being pummeled this game. Not having a good day in terms of keeping his eco online. Still with 56 mash per second, while everybody else in this game is at least over 100 and almost over 150 at that. Team 2, their current mass holdings or income, I should say, almost 1,000 mass. Team 1 at 1,000 mass, so a little bit in favor of Team 1 for the mass income per second. Not by much, but definitely a chunk. Not a big chunk, just a smaller chunk. But anyway, there, of course, have been departures on both teams. Team 2 just lost another player, that being Big Mama Murder. She's killed off by the missiles and the PD and artillery? And artillery of Count Swaggler drops this game to a 5v4. Speaking of which, we did see Nyx, the first departure of the game, actually pretty close by to that one. And Buzz just departed a couple of minutes ago due to connection issues, making this a 5v4 game in favor of Team 1. And let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I forgot, I apologize. This replay was given to me by one of you, so thank you so very much for sending me this replay. And of course, doing all the legwork to make sure there's no desyncs or anything. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so very much for each and every one of you for commenting, for liking, for subscribing, doing all the fancy things that YouTube loves to see. I appreciate it. YouTube appreciates it. My channel appreciates it. Everybody appreciates it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And of course, if you have a replay that you want me to cast or want to see casted or possibly be see casted, please send it to me at strategiclaunchreplays@gmail.com. Email is in the description of every single one of my FAF videos, as well as on my channel. Thank you so very much for watching to this point in the video, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of it as well. A couple of Ravagers just trying to force back this brick wall. Looks like most of those Percies have now been dealt with, and Team 1 Snog is now back in the water once again. Different pool, but still water. The combined Chap and 6X base is still holding together, though. We have one shield to protect both of those, it looks like, and more Ravagers being built all the time. That brick wall force is being forced back quite nicely. And it looks like there's going to be no invasions for the time being. And Autumn's now approaching essentially the main base of Swee. He doesn't have much to defend himself with, unless he can bring more of those forces back to bear, which there isn't enough. And not great here for Team 1 Swee. It looks like the southwestern side is starting to collapse quite heavily due to the Whaler presence here from Team 1's air player of Aurelia. I didn't mention that earlier, but they just came in and wiped everything out. Strat Bombers are inbound, and the ASF are going after the ASF from Team 1's Aurelion. Strat Bombers might have the clear to go. Are they going to pull back? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Looks like they are going to pull back. It was an opportunity, but it doesn't look like they want to risk it. Was it the smartest play? Probably not, but I do agree with the don't risk it if you don't have to kind of thing. So I'd say at least at the end of the day, they didn't lose any bombers from that. So that's a win, I guess. ASF now being ripped apart because they turned away from the group of ASFs from Dilly Dally. And they are shoved away more casualties to add to the bonfire. We do see again this army down here from Team 1's Counts Regular pushing in against the one from 6X. He now has control of Big Mama Murder's base. Air grid being expanded upon quite nicely. It looks like the SACU spam is now underway. And now we see that the bricks have now been able to force back the remaining forces from Team 1. Will that be enough? Probably not. As we can see, the game is shifting from a southeast versus northwest to a east versus south situation. Missile is outbound going after the TMD. No, it's going after the mechs that isn't even finished building yet. Very unfortunate. Swee's just being hammered 7 mass a second for him. It means he has a T2 mechs not ringed. Yep, it's right there. And I don't even know. Does he have the power? I mean, he has some power, but that's about it. He is not looking good. There's just conversations in chat with Big Mama Murder now that she's out talking about not having enough NGs in the base. I don't know if that's sarcasm or not. That's probably sarcasm and referencing 6X or XXXXXXX. I guess I enough X's there, but here we go. Nice little two-pronged attack here. A couple of pseudo boats in the water from Amon-Ra moving in while the main force comes in from the front door avenue. We have Gap I 4200 if I can talk. Coming in and Strat Bombers overhead. Is this the best play? Lightning tanks are inbound, are there hanging out. A couple of Optims just don't feel good after that. A couple of Strat Bombers don't feel good after that. More of them are inbound. I don't know if that was worth it. It definitely will put a pause on the invasion. But is that worth the Strat Bomber losses? I don't know. Definitely hard to tell. Just due to the fact there's a lot of dead everything everywhere. Most of those Strat Bombers, at least the remaining ones, head back home and wait for further orders. Southwest still looking good here for Team 1. Fat Boy online. Oh, that's not great here for Team 2. They don't have a defense for that. No artillery. Monkey was just started. And now those Pigeons are not going to live to fight or at least produce power another day. In the middle of the map here, it looks like bombardment is going on. Looks like miasma fire. 6X going for a T3 upgrade. Missiles still outbound from Amon-Ra. He is just, in particular, going after Sui and takes out those two. How much mass is this? Killed 11,000 mass, almost 12,000 mass, and he's producing a bunch of spam Zooies up here to the northeast. And Sui is just going to sit here and just stack up the kills because he's saying, why not? I'll get some veterancy out of it. It'll be something. Get some PD here to assist me and call it a day. Down the middle, kind of been very much a... not really a lot going on. Looks like the shield is down. And the miasma coming in and just ripping apart all the hit points on board those Ravagers. Not a good day. The Percys are leaving, and at the same time, the Harbingers are inbound. Those comms got to get out of there, or it's a double kill here for Team 1. We do see a Colossus over here, but the Percys are starting to get into range. And that group of Percys is not good. I do like the tactic of just cutting the opponent off from their supply lines. Fat Boy did turn around in time, though, so it should be fine to get out of harm's way. And here come that Harbinger threat right down the middle. Both of those comms are out of options. They just got to retreat. Missiles being launched all the time from their nearby forces. Now they're coming into contact with those Harbingers in front of their faces. Not a good day here for Team 2's two UEF comms in the middle. Strat Bombers over top fanning out. Don't know what they're going for. Colossus almost is gone. But it's killed off a decent amount of Percy. Stacked up the bodies. And there are Percys here from Team 1, and that is a great victory here for Team 1, taking out all those Percys from Team 2 6X. And there goes 6X, speaking of which, due to that Harbinger threat, defeated by Smog. Strap Bomber inbound going after more facilities. Gets shot down. Looks like Chap will get out of dodge. Looks like some Ravagers were being built. Definitely not the best option in this regard. Probably should go with T2 PD just so they can fire a little bit. Don't miss as much, essentially. Team 1 PD would have been too short of range. Lots of ASF online here for Team 2's Dilly Dowie, though. Team 1, not as many, but they do have a second air player who's just spammed out all of the E storage for some reason. I like how it's nice and methodical, where I think the AoE from the volatile is going to affect it unless a bomb lands in the middle kind of thing. Looks like the attack from Amon-Ra is petering out. Not really working out here for him, and he's stacking up some offense in this pawn down there. We do see Fat Boy continuing to pressure. Team 2 is now Dilly Dowie, who's in control of 3 bases. Looks like he gives it over 6X's old base to Chap. Is somebody in the back going to build a big ticket item? As of yet, no. Crap has been started. That's definitely ambitious, specifically due to the fact that that Fat Boy is bearing down that base's front door. Fat Boy being built over here by Chap. We do see still those Harbingers now pushed into essentially Team 2's middle front door here. Not a good day if you have any sort of furniture on the front lawn. That's now under the control of your opponents, and all that money spent is now gone. Very unfortunate. I'm going to rob building any sort of big ticket item. No. Oh, no, that's a nuke. So he's building a nuke at some point. Team 1, how is your situation going? Of course, we have the Fat Boy. The Colossus is dead, but reclaiming is going on. Possibly fund another one. Actually, there is one that's already done. Air grid being heavily expanded upon by Rayla, getting that thing all nice and just everywhere. That boy being produced by Gap. Bunch of jesters running around still for Sweet, because why not at this point? It's worked out actually really well in the early game, to be fair. Couple of Corsairs running around. Now we have Corsairs here from Team 2. Those are not Corsairs, excuse me. Those are Nathas. Apologies. And Corsairs going for that Fat Boy. Has to decide to just choke on my words there for a second. They don't kill off the Fat Boy. They take out the shields, though. So that'll be something. And I don't think they've had enough time for that grab to finish. The hives are getting pretty close to being able to be targeted. Bricks are moving in. Team 2 needs to delay. T3 land headquarters is not being targeted, with the mechs as well being targeted. Not great there. A couple of mass storages going offline. That's mass income that Dilly Dowie desperately needs for that grab. And I don't think that grab is going to finish, unfortunately for him. Colossus down the middle here from Team 1. Snog goes in and goes, that's probably not a good idea with all that Ravager and Percy Fire. It will get a little bit of distance between the main base and where the unit actually dies, but not much. Not much. Grab is almost done. Approaching 100,000 hit points. Needs another 10,000 after that. Brick's trying to offer a distraction for as long as Brick possible. And there go the engineers being targeted. Hives are being targeted. That crab is not gonna finish, or if it does, it's gonna be severely damaged by the time it is done. I say no in terms of it does get finished. I am wrong. Look at that. And there go all the engineers and the hives. They built the one megalith, and that's all they're going to be able to do. It looks like Team 1 is now retreating due to said megalith, and that's definitely the smart move. Draw it in to more friendly territory and then scoop up the mass after you kill it. Zooey spam in the northeast, because why not? Still going on. More PD, and now a Fat Boy's been added to the mix because, again, like I said, why not? Team 2 needs a better plan of action. Well, it's not going good in 2 of the 3 lanes. Specifically the southwestern lane, but the middle one's not looking too good. Another Colossus being added to the pile. The Autumn and Percy threat is not enough for that Colossus to worry about. It will lose a decent chunk of hit points, but it won't die because of it. And lots of engineers were probably moving in for a said Colossus wreck and go, nope, going home now, see you, bye. I'd rather go see my family one last time before I get blown up kind of thing. How is that nuke going? Well, the nuke is now built. Chicken is now being built as well, so the nuke is being ignored. Not being ignored, but it's not being actively loaded, just passively. I hear a chicken somewhere. There is a chicken over here. There it is. There is that T4 experimental chicken bot. And it's going for the comm of Gap Eye. Gap Eye is in range. fire onto the back of that shield for that Cam. That's not looking good. All the chicken's got to do is keep firing, get into range, or stay in range and call it a day. Fat Boy trying to do what he can. Unfortunately, I think that's a dead Cam here for Team 1's Gap. Doing it. Oh, no, there it goes. I was going to say that second or third fire damage or whatever the fire type or the fire rate from the chicken should be enough. Fat Boy looks like it's still in range of that Ion Storm because the Cam is dead. It's going to be a little bit of time to actually get control of that. Autumn's might just assist that Fat Boy into its nice, unfortunately, Ion-y grave. It's a really weird word to say, Ion-y. Sounds like irony, but without the R. So it's Ion-y. Try saying that 10 times fast. That's really annoying to say. But we do see that the crab is now pushed back Count Swaggler for a little bit, but that's given him a lot of time to build up his eco, as well as everybody else on the. Holy crap, that's a lot of that's a lot of teal or tropical ocean blue or whatever color you want to call it. That is a lot. 1 air grid, 2 air grid, 3 air grid more. Tons of e-storages, another air grid, and a mass fab spamming of the nonsensical nature. More mass fabs. They even have enough, no, they have a lot of power, not enough mass. That's why they're spending as much of it as they can to just get stuff done. 2 Colossi versus a Fat Boy. Does look like Engineers hastily scooping up the everything, both from Chap and Amon Ra's point of view. How's the nuke loading? Colossus comes home to roost. Looks like it was coming home to go after just whatever it could. I don't know if it was on some attack orders or something. Maybe it saw the nuke. Shields are going down. Looks like the nuke was targeted, and that is a no. Looks like the shield meter will also go down. Yep, there it goes. Just built and just denied. But Team 1 does know about the nuke. I can see it on screen. Team 2, what can you see on Team 1's side? I mean, they see the everything over there. Snog pinpoints the nuke there. Does Team 1 have any sort of nuke defense? Not in Sree's base, that's for sure. Not in this base for Snog. Wow, there's no SMD coverage anywhere. So if Team 2's... Oh, no, there's one back here, to be fair, and it is loaded. So at least the air grids for Team 1 are protected from a nuke. Chicken going to stand in the way of that Colossus inbound I wouldn't say artillery barrage, but rampaging barrage. There goes the chicken. The Ion Storm will be right in front of it. And there goes another Colossus for Team 1. That's 3 of them that are on Team 2's doorstep, and one of them hand-delivered by Team 1 Snog himself. We do see some of those gunships inbound. Looks like it's going for the nuke, and looks like they will get the nuke. They can get kind of underneath the shield coverage because the shields are a little tall than they normally are, but we do see that some T2 shielding is actually helping protect other stuff as well. And it does look like they couldn't actually hit that one because there's another T2 shield right here covering it. And it looks like the ASFs were brought in just in time to shoo, go away, gunships. Go away is what those ASFs are saying. And that was what I was talking about, I think, either the video before, a couple videos ago, whatever it was, is that T3 gunships can get underneath T3 shielding if it's tall enough. The benefit, though, is that Amon-Ra had a T2 shield here, so it was lower, like its height was lower than what the gunships were sitting at, so they couldn't directly shoot at the nuke. Had that been the case, I think the nuke would have been destroyed there. Which was just a tip there. Gotta watch out for those gunships sneaking in and being all nasty and whatnot with that little sneaky play. Anyway, a couple of Perseus just absolutely wreck a couple of Harbingers here from Team 1 Snog. Looks like this is just the remaining forces trying to grab a hold on all this reclaim, but unfortunately, Team 2 is getting that reclaim pretty much no matter what Team 1 really wants Team 2 to do. There's a couple of PD, being a lot of them down here in the Ravager department. Fat Boy, Perseus, some shields over here with some PD. There's another Colossus coming down the chute here from Team 1 Snog. He really does not want to deal with that nuke. And that nuke is almost loaded, I might add. Well, that's not going to be a good day. Looks like that mech is gone. 2 more mechs under threat here from that Colossus. Amon-Ra's Cam is running away. I don't blame him. because he is going to die if he sits anywhere close to that Colossus of a unit. Given the fact that it is named Colossus, definitely a appropriate name for that. Still, at some point, you have to go, okay, is the Zui nonsense really worth it? In Amunra's case, I think he is just canceling all orders. He's upgrading the T2, all of them at the same time, because why not? Looks like he's either going to go for Ilshis or go for some hover units, some of those Yenzin. Still, with a Fat Boy and a Monkey Lord and all of the PD being built, I still don't think that's worth it. It's forcing Sui to spend mass and not come back in the mass department. He's back up to 120, 160, possibly due to some reclaim. Team 2, 1.4k mass income. Team 1 at 2,000 mass. So Team 1 is winning that game very well. Team 2 is defending at least this position for Dilly Dally at a minimum decently well. It was looking like a little bit worrisome, but they were able to pull it together. Get things rocking and rolling. How is that nuke? It is almost loaded. This SMD is loaded, so unfortunately it is going to stop most of the damage to Team 1's main bases. We do see that the nuke eliminated here. The SMD for Count's regular is almost loaded. Snog doesn't have an SMD, but he is relying on his teammates, so not a huge threat there. Oh, please, Amun-Ra, do not go after Sui with the nuke. That would be just... It's essentially just F that guy in particular kind of thing. He's already been through enough. The poor man's been through enough. Just give him a little bit of a break. Is Team 2 building anything big and exciting back in the main bases? No. There's a Duke being built. That's not super exciting. Here comes the nuke. It is launching. Where is it going? It's going for this position. It's going to go after Snog's T3 land headquarters, which isn't a bad thing to grab, considering he's using a lot of T3 units at the moment, which why wouldn't you at this point? 38 minutes on. He does have some bricks, of course, so they're now all Aeon, but the T3 Aeon facility is going down. Some ASFs are not going to get clipped. They almost did there. And first nuke of the game. Kaboom! Looks like the transport got singed a little bit. Nothing too worrisome. Look at all those yellow dots rampaging around the map, going after all of those units. Looks like the missiles going after the Fat Boy. The missile launchers are being dealt with quite quickly now, and the Fat Boy's now still targeting T3 units, but there's a lot of mobile missiles. When I say a lot of mobile missiles, I mean a lot of them. Second Fat Boy coming in, trying to shield its brother. It's going to be able to shield some of the shots, but not all of them. There's not a lot of Team D here. If Team 2's not careful, or Chap specifically, he's going to lose that Fat Boy, but now Fat Boy's turned its sights onto all those missiles, and not going to work. And those bursts coming in, one-shotting everything else. That's not helping the situation for Snog. We hold the line until Artie. I think we win, says Aurelia. Is Team 1 building artillery somewhere? Yep, there it is. T3 heavy artillery installations being built. The Disruptor by Aurelia. Is there any artillery being built elsewhere? Maybe. Highly doubt it, but maybe. She probably needs more power. And looks like this position down here is just going to hang out for the time being. Ravagers as well as T2 artillery. Those Clink Hammers going to shoo those guys away. And they might even get the... Yep, I was going to say they might even get that crab as I scroll off screen. And they do. 2 more crabs do appear down there as well. It looks like that's why Team 1's kind of stopped attacking for the time being. Colossus surrounded by some Harbingers and some bricks. Crab coming in to assist as well. Lots of miasma fire raining in. Going after... Is that miasma fire? Yeah, it's definitely miasma fire. Rebuild, says Gap. Rebuild. A couple of Optims move in. Engineers are going to get taken up, but nothing too worrisome. Bricks, not bricks. Percy's going to deal with those over there. Looks like a Monkey Woods had enough. He decided to go after the Zui over here that are now not Zui. They're T3 land facilities producing Optims, and the Optims are crowding around that Monkey Lord. Unfortunately, that Monkey Lord is not gonna have a good day. It might get out of range. It's gonna be close. It will get out of range. It will get another veteran suit that'll help make it home, or at least try to make it home at a minimum. And now everything's kind of quieted down for a while. Team 1 and Team 2 taking stock of what's going on. Team 2 sitting at 315,000 mass reclaimed. Team 1, 288,000. So over 600,000 mass has been reclaimed so far in this game. Team 2, you have to be building big ticket items. And there is a big ticket item if I've ever seen one. T4 artillery installation known as the Mavor. I love to see that thing be deployed onto the field. But Team 1 now raiding in their own artillery. Do they know about? No, they're just targeting the air grid. That makes sense. Air grid is not shielded. Is building shields as we speak, though. Of course, the Mavor is going to be the thing they want to shield the most. Ooh, there goes an air facility. Not good. This does, of course, prevent cascades, being it's so thin of a profile. This might be a little bit worrisome right here, but the other half is going to be perfectly fine if it does essentially cut the air grid in half. But Team 1's rarely doesn't have to worry about that air grid. Even if they lose one, they still have 2 more remaining and then some over there. We do see, of course, there's only the 1 artillery starter here so far. Maybe we'll see another one. I don't know. More mass FAFs being built because why not? And artillery has been started here by Aurelia. Looks like going for the Duke now. So 1 Disruptor, 1 Duke. And that Colossus now coming in. He wants a piece of the action over there. Colossus not doing too bad, but still chewing through a lot of T2, T1, T3 units over there. How is that Mavor doing? It is still in the red. Dilly-dally throwing a lot of mass and engineers and whatnot at that. Another Pigeon goes down. That's not good. He needs to keep his shields online. But, of course, he has a lot of engineers, currently sitting at 23 of them, in fact, to assist with shield production and maintaining and whatnot. Southwest is starting to collapse a little bit, but doesn't look like there's that much pressure. Just a lot of Fat Boys queued up here for Team 1's Count Swagula. 1 Fat Boy Monkey Lord coming in. Hey, they were being mean to me. I need some help. And so now we see the Colossus and the Fat Boy and the Monkey Lord. 3 of experimentals coming to deal with this 1 outpost that has just spammed the units the entire game. Make eye, says Gap. That's definitely a good idea. Get some vision on the other side of the map. And I heard an explosion somewhere. It is an SACU. That's not good. That is Dewey Dowie's eco. He does not want to lose those things. He's not getting in anymore, so he has to be very careful of how much he loses. That Mavor now in the yellow, over 25% complete, and it's going very quick now. And this is only at 0 speed. I have not sped up this game once so far, so that is real quick. Over 3,000 hit points now. If Team 1 doesn't find out about that and target it, that is not a good day. That is Team 2, not Team 1. If they don't know about it, Corsairs made a comment about it earlier, but I don't think that's viable or important anymore. Not viable, but important anymore. Team 2 does have an artillery installation in the form of a Duke that was built a while ago by Chap, so that will probably distract Team 1 a little bit. Looks like it's going after this second Disruptor. Didn't even notice this one being built. Disruptor not shielded. Everything else around is being shielded, but it is not. And the artillery from Team 2 coming in and landing in the middle, not a good thing. Another Duke, of course, going to be built here now by Team 1's Aurelia here soon. Now we're seeing the portion of the game of can Team 2 delay long enough to keep Team 1... can Team 2 delay long enough to keep the Mavor online to do significant damage to Team 1? That's what I meant to say. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like the artillery is landing near Chap's position. Don't know what he's going for. Maybe the SMD. Nuke is not loaded, but there is a Fat Boy with a Crab now. It's upgraded to a Crab from a Monkey Lord. Just the Zooey, the Othams, the everything is just running amok over here. Amon-Ra has been giving Team 1 on this northeastern corner a rough go of it. Colossus gets a rank in veterancy almost at the last moment, but it does look like the Othams are going to destroy it. But the Crab should be enough to help finish off the rest of those units. Second artillery, of course, is now targeting the first from Team 2. Shields need to be built, and they are currently not really in danger of cascading, but definitely something to be worried about. How is that going? It's almost in the green, over 50% done and climbing. I'd say it's about 75.5% done so far. And there goes a little facility there. More shields are being built as we speak by those engineers and SACUs. Bombers are inbound. Oh, I wonder what they're going for. That is a lot of them. Oh, doesn't look like they're going to engage. Oh, never mind. They're going to bring the ASFs in first. Here come the bombers. They're going for the nuke. Looks like some of them... No, it's just how they kind of lined up. That group of bombers is going after that artillery from Team 2. I don't think they know about the Mavor. Here come the ASFs for Team 2's Dilly Dally. Bombers are dropping their payloads. Shields aren't going to hold against that amount of firepower. There goes the Duke from Team 2's Chap. ASF have a big fight. Team 1 still wins that fight. And bombers now coming in. They're going to see the Mavor, I bet. I bet they just did. They're going to go after the air grid now for Team 2's Dilly Dally. They're going to see it now. Oh, the shields are barely holding, but it's not great. AA needs to be built immediately, especially protecting that Mavor. This is not good. If that Mavor goes down, there goes Team 2's possible chance of winning the game. Mavor is spotted by Team 1. There goes a nuke inbound from Team 2's Amon-Ra. Where is that going? It's going... Oh, that's not where it's going. Where is it going? Oh, it's going at... Oh, come on. That's just bullying at that point. That's just a bullying at that point. Mavor is almost done. Ooh, it is now completed. The Mavor, the T4 experimental artillery emplacement is now done. Dilly Dally's base in the west is gone. And now he needs to get shields on shields on shields on shields. Probably should benefit from some power. He's getting a little bit of adjacency from that hydrocarbon, but not much. There goes the Duke, not Duke, the Mavor lining up at shot. Oh, Team 2, it's going to be essentially all bets on the Mavor, and there go another group of strat bombers. Does Aurelia win it with the... Oh, no, okay, never mind. Just forget what I just said, because no. Don't bring the strat bombers in while I'm talking about it. Don't do that. How is that Duke going up there? It's over half done. The shields need to be deployed. I would presume that the artillery from the Mavor, yep, is targeting that, yep. Ooh, the shield's not looking good. Looks like they came offline for a second. That's not good. Got to get more shields online. Attack down the middle here from Team 1 Snog just to clog up the front line. Jap in retreat. That Colossus not feeling good. Looks like the Mavor, of course, is going after the 2 disruptors. That's a nice target to go after, I will admit. One more shot. Inbound takes out one of the disruptors. That's half of the artillery pressure relieved. And here come the strat bombers. They are inbound, and they're going to get that. They're going to get it. Kind of a big target to miss, essentially. There go the strat bombs. There. Oh. Oh. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was like, oh, it looked like a shield came back online and protected the... it did not. Oh, that is not great. For Team 2, that was their last hope. Takes out another chunk of P-gens, but there's 1 artillery, soon to be 2. And Team 2 has nothing left in the clip, essentially, to fight back, except the nuke. But Team 2's Mavor would have to target all the SMDs to make it that effective. But even then, oh, of course, kaboom! But, of course, Sui's been targeted the entire game. 82. Oh, he's back up to 100 now. Aurelia's at 1.2k mass income. Is that accurate? Oh, that is accurate. Look at that, 1.2k mass income. And there's a couple players on 1,000 mass each, but that could have been reclaim numbers or something. Scath is going up. Well, oops. Says, oh. He's just taunting his opponents at this point. And it is going up, to be fair. What would have been really funny to do is just say Mavor going up and then build a Mavor. That would have been funnier. But with the artillery piece down, Team 2's not going to invest that much now. These Dilly Dally is going to go for Dukes. But that's a long hill to climb, especially with 2 artilleries now raining down on your position. You have none. And man, those 2 strat bombers that came in, or strat bomber groups, that was it. That second one, I was almost surprised by the fact that it didn't work, and then the other group came in and just wiped it out, and I went, ah, that'll work. Satellite over top, because why not? Mavor GG. Mavor GG. That is a Duke, not a Mavor. I do not see a Mavor anywhere. And there goes an explosion. There goes Team 2's Dewey Dally. It was a matter of time once the Mavor was taken offline that there really wasn't much left that Team 2 had. I mean, they have a nuke. The northeastern side is gone. 2 monkeys over there. There's another chicken being produced. Another chicken, another chicken, another chicken, another chicken. Looks like the nuke's still going. It did kill off 100,000 mass, I will admit. Yeah, that doesn't help. Satellites over top assassinating all of the mass. Artillery assassinating some P-gens. That's never a good day. Is that another? Is that a different artillery piece? Or is that? No? Okay, another satellite's built. Yeah, this. Oh, I did a negative, didn't I? Whoopsies. I was like, why is the game going slow? Not as fast as I expect. That's because I hit the wrong button. We have 1, 2 artillery pieces currently still built. Third one on its way, of course. Aurelia. I feel like once the Scathis is done, Team 2 is just going to say, no, I'm good, see you, bye. And here comes some monkeys to the east, and there goes an explosion from Team 2's Chappie. Control K's leaving Amon-Ra, the last remaining player on Team 2. Looks like the monkeys will be halted in their advancement on the comm, or whatever else they were going after, maybe the nuke, something. But that is going to be it for Team 2 at this point. 2 satellites overhead. Looks like they've targeted the commander, or found him at least. Artillery raining in. There goes the nuke. Here comes a monkey as well. And Amon-Ra, will he control K? Will he suffer the laser death? And will he just teleport out and see ya another match? Looks like all of his chickens are heading to the water for safety. He's dropping hit points. He'll definitely... it's going to be close. He just needs to get his head underneath the surface. Yep, there he goes. And that is pretty much the game here. The last remaining commander on Team 2 is hiding underneath the surface of the water. And now with 1, 2, 3, 4 satellites online. 4 satellites online plus 2 artillery plus another experimental. That's 3 artillery. Plus strats, plus the everything else. That is pretty much it. And there goes the rest of that air grid for Dilly Dally. Or actually, I'm on Raw now, but there's not much you can do about it. Do not tell me he's going to do the whole go around the northeastern corner thing and try to go after Sui again. Because that'd be very funny, but also very mean. He has bullied Sui the entire game. Obviously, that's just the guy who's in his lane, but still. Stop bombers inbound for those chickens. They're not going to go anywhere. There go 2 chickens instantly, and there goes Team 2's evacuation order. That's it, folks. 53 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock, and Team 1 wins the game. It looked like Team 2 was going to make a comeback, but it got denied. But the classic, just nuke it with strap bombers. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Really gets the MVP for me. They did a very good job of just punishing threats. They took out the Duke, which wasn't that much of a threat at the time, but of course the Mavor was the big thing. Again, had Team 2's Mavor been online for maybe a couple more minutes, this would have been gone. Maybe another section of the air grid would have been gone at a minimum. It wouldn't have been as tenable for Team 1 to win the fight. Of course, we had Count Spraggler going for satellite spam over here. Sweet just did not stand a chance in this game. Just did not have any chance to get anything going, essentially. And he's still tucking in. He could have controlled Cade. He could have just left, but he decided to stick it in. Oh, there is another artillery here for Snog, it looks like, and it's an emissary. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And, of course, as always, I will see all of you in the next one.